What if, one day, you get a call from your doctor's office telling you to go to the hospital immediately because your most recent visit indicates that you are at a high risk for a heart attack? How do you feel about this? Scared? Confused? You try getting in touch with your doctor, but for some reason you can't. When you arrive at Cayuga Medical Center, you are admitted, but you still aren't entirely sure what's going on. But at least the doctors and nurses seem to. Brief explanations are given, but you're still unsure of your situation when everyone leaves, and you're still very much scared. Eventually, a PCAT volunteer enters and tells you that she is here to help you and to find out the answers to any questions you may have. You have plenty, and now you have someone who is willing to advocate for you. This is the story of an elderly woman I met during one of my shifts. When I asked her if she needed help, she seemed finally relieved to have some access to answers. I wrote down her questions and asked her nurse and doctor and was able to relay the answers to her. She seemed so relieved to know what was going on. Eventually, we got to talking. By the end of our conversation, she was not the same quiet, apprehensive woman I initially met. She was smiling, laughing, talkative, and relaxed. When I told her my shift was about to end and I would have to leave soon, she took my hand and said, "I just want to thank you. When I came to the hospital this morning, I didn't know what was going on, and I was scared for my life. I knew I was being treated here, but I was still confused and I didn't feel any less anxious. You were able to get all of my questions answered, and after our conversation, I no longer feel that anxiety or that fear." I told her it was just all part of my job as a PCAT volunteer. There are instances similar to this one that took place during my time as a PCAT volunteer, but this one stood out in particular. It made me realize how important our work was to the patients. Not all patients are going to understand why someone who can't give them any pain medication keeps coming into their room to check on them, but many people are able to appreciate that we are there for them. With doctors and nurses caring for so many people at once, they can't always be right there right away for a single patient, and this can make patients feel overlooked. What I learned as a PCAT volunteer is that seeming willing and eager to help someone goes a long way, and listening to them talk can be a great comfort, something that is rare in the emergency room. You aren't able to take their pain away or make them feel any less sick, but as a patient advocate, you're able to make them feel like they are a priority, something every patient wants to know. We, as PCAT volunteers, are their voice in the ED, and if we do our jobs right, and with a smile, we can change a patient's entire hospital visit and make something that is so unpleasant just a little bit better.